Breaking overnight, a robbery turns deadly as state troopers opened fire on those suspects. We're live in Cinco Ranch with how this all played out.
El Chapo convicted, and prosecutors want him to pay millions. Senator Ted Cruz has an idea for where that money should go.
Plus, Alexa, check my blood pressure. How Amazon is turning its smart speaker into your personal doctor.
From the KHOU 11 studios, this is H-Town Rush.
In your eyes, the light, the heat. Your eyes, I am complete. Your eyes,
You like that one, huh?
I love him. I love this Don't Say Anything. Oh my gosh.
You know it. First and 5, we're throwing it back to the 80s there with that classic scene from Say Anything. In honor of Valentine's Day tomorrow, we're talking about romantic comedies.
We want to hear from you. What is your favorite romantic comedy? Tweet us your pick with the hashtag HTownRush. And in a few minutes, we'll tell you which movie is the most popular in Texas.
Is that yours?
I think 16 Candles.
Oh, you like that one?
Yes, yeah.
You know what? When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, that's a good one.
That spoke to me. I mean, it's so true, and I think it holds up.
It does.
From a man and a woman's perspective, right?
It does.
Yeah, that was a good one. If you haven't seen it, dig back to the 80s there and look it up with Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome to H-Town Rush. I'm Russ Lewis.
I'm Lisa Hernandez. Let's check in with Cheetah right now to get our rush block started.
All right, guys, we have some big changes. You want to grab the jacket first thing this morning. We did have clear skies overnight and the low humidity. That allowed our temperatures to drop. Take a look here. 33 in Conroe, 35 this morning in Huntsville, 40 degrees in Sugar Land, 41 this morning in Pearland. So jackets needed early, but this afternoon, I mean, really gorgeous weather, but about a 20-degree difference from yesterday at this time compared to today. So again, big changes. There's that calm north wind, but it may just be enough of a wind that we feel just a couple degrees cooler. So 30s and 40s this morning. Look at all the sunshine, 64 by your lunchtime hour, and then stuff high temperatures nearing 70 this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. A beautiful Wednesday afternoon to look forward to.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be really nice. And how that translates into traffic, Cheetah. The freeways are dry, hence less problems out there, and we are starting off the 5 o'clock hour without any accidents in sight. I want to show you a really nice looking travel time here. Good cadence overall as you come out of Conroe and make that 40-mile trek into downtown. No traffic hazards up ahead of you and no construction to worry about. Now let's take you to the South Loop. This is very close to the Gulf Freeway. This is going to be that eastbound side. All of your lanes are open here, but if you transition north on the Gulf Freeway, right around Woodridge, that's a popular spot for construction, so you may see cones being picked up as we speak. Russ and Lisa.
Okay, Steph, thank you.
And Michelle Choi continues our rush block now with some breaking news. State troopers shot and killed 2 robbers overnight in Cinco Ranch. 2 other men are in custody, and Michelle, this crew is tied to other robberies as well.
Yeah, that's right. They're part of what authorities are calling a violent crew, and they've been on a crime spree for the last 2 weeks. And get this, authorities say they're tied to at least 8 different robberies. The latest one happened here at this Walgreens last night on South Mason Road. Now, undercover officers from DPS and Harris County were tracking them as that robbery went down. As they tried to take off, those officers moved in. And at some point, as officers confronted the crew, they fired at the officers. That's when troopers returned fire, killing 2 of them. Now this morning, 2 others were taken into custody. We're told at least 1 DPS trooper was hurt by glass, but he's going to be okay. As far as investigators are telling us that it's going to take a couple of days to really fully put together what exactly happened, but they're just glad no innocent people were hurt. Guys.
Michelle, thank you very much. Your rush block continues with the day's other big stories, starting with carjackers shooting a man while they took his vehicle.
Houston police say the thieves shot him in the neck. It happened behind the Sellers Brothers grocery store on Renwick in the Gulfton area. The man is expected to survive. Police are looking for a man and woman in a red Honda.
Porte ISD is warning parents of a suspected case of measles at Porte Elementary. The Harris County Health Department says they're still waiting for test results to confirm if it is measles. But a woman claiming to be the pre-K student's mom says it started with a fever last week and that her son did have both vaccines. Meanwhile, the school has disinfected the classrooms and common areas as a precaution.
Fort Bend ISD is ready to sell the property where hidden graves were uncovered last year. County commissioners voted to start the process to buy the land and designated a perpetual care cemetery. 95 bodies believed to be black prisoners and former slaves were buried there. The James Reese Career and Technical Center is still expected to open this fall.
Fair ISD is asking for more money for school security. It is now the state's third largest school district and wants voters to approve a $1.76 billion bond. Bullet-resistant glass, more police, and better alarms, all part of the proposal. Election day is May 4th.
The national debt topped $22 trillion for the first time. Experts say it's been rising faster in the last year due to President Trump's tax cut and an increase in domestic and military spending.
That is your Rush Block. Today's big headlines from here in Houston and around the world. Let us know what's happening with you. Tweet us using the hashtag HTownRush.
All right, it's 5:05, and this morning you are filling up our Facebook feed talking about the El Chapo case. A federal jury in Brooklyn convicted the Mexican drug lord on all charges, so he will now likely spend the rest of his life in an American prison. Prosecutors also want El Chapo's money. They are hoping to seize $14 billion.
We want your take. It's our live survey this morning. What should money seized from drug lords pay for? Grab your phone, head to KHOU.com/vote now, or open up our news app.
Interesting question. Senator Ted Cruz wants to spend that money on a border wall. Brandy's here to explain that idea. Brandy?
Yeah, guys, Senator Ted Cruz actually pitched the Ensuring Lawful Collection of Hidden Assets to Provide Order, the El Chapo Act in April 2017. But that now notorious drug lord has been convicted. And Cruz tweeted this, saying U.S. prosecutors are seeking $14 billion in drug profits and other assets from El Chapo, which should go towards funding our wall to secure the border. The key word, though, there is seeking. They don't have that money yet. Hundreds of you shared and commented on this story on our Facebook page. Responses range from do it to, hey, that'll work, to folks like Edward being strangely okay with this. Hunter commented that no one on either side of the political spectrum should be upset about this, but some people are, though. Mundo takes issue with the idea of using blood money. He says this is what it is at the end of the day, and Curtis thinks $14 billion could be used for so many other useful things. So it's really interesting to see this back and forth, because this act, if passed, would seize money from any drug lord convicted in the future and put it toward border wall funding. So we're not just talking about El Chapo. It could have an impact for years and decades to come.
Right. Yeah. I think the problem is it's easier to get at that money when it's here in the U.S., but you start trying to seize stuff from other countries, they don't have to listen to us, you know, with what we want to do. So that may be. It may be a law, but it may be very difficult to enforce, I think, at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yep. El Chapo going to be sentenced in June. I believe we're watching all of this very closely. Brandy, thank you.
You bet.
Yes, let's toss it over to Cheetah right now for the one thing you need to know. Cheetah.
All right, picture perfect conditions. This is the one thing you need to know. Absolutely gorgeous for your Wednesday. Starting off with clear skies, lots of sunshine this afternoon. We will talk about the next storm system, though, expected to move into the area in about 6 minutes. Stuff.
All right, Cheetah, one thing you need to know in traffic. We're giving a shout out to the Tomball Parkway. This is right by Willowbrook Mall. A nice cadence out there. This is going to be your inbound commute to the North Loop, and then outbound lanes looking pretty chill as well. Hey, Brandy.
We will take chill. Thank you, Steph. It is 5:08 and time for other news stories that probably aren't on your radar, but should be. In the year 2080. Conan fans, you know what I'm talking about. But really, it's a long way out. Maybe long enough that we don't really worry about what's happening then. But we should. North American researchers looked at the impacts of climate change on different U.S. cities in terms of temperatures and what a city would feel like 61 years from now. Houston would feel like Ciudad Monte in Mexico, 15.5 degrees warmer and about 84% drier in the winter than Houston is right now. Look, some doctors are really impersonal and they kind of seem robotic, but they're going to seem warm and fuzzy once you meet their new AI counterparts. A new report from the NHS says robots and artificial intelligence will make medical diagnoses more accurate and free up doctors to spend more time with patients. The coaches would help manage chronic conditions like diabetes, asthma, depression, and high blood pressure. So they say dog is a man's best friend. You wouldn't date someone your best friend disapproves of, right? Well, a new study from OnePoll and WAG talked to 2,000 dog owners. 63% of them say their dog plays a huge role in romantic relationships and how things go. Half of participants wouldn't even consider dating someone who didn't like their dog.
Heck no.
That's low to me. And 58% can't fall for someone if their dog isn't head over paws for them, too.
I've heard you say many times if your husband didn't like dogs,
there would not be a husband.
There would not be a husband.
no marriage, right?
He knew he was marrying crazy, so but God bless him. Yeah, no, that's a requirement. Had to be.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of my life.
In your case, it's dogs.
It's dogs.
Yeah, he has to like all the dogs.
He gets up with you at like 1:30 in the morning to take care of all of them.
Because when I get up, all the dogs follow me because it's potty time at 1:30 in the morning. So Joel gets up, helps me with the stuff.
The 7 dogs.
The mini dogs of the blank household.
Is he back to sleep now, you think, at this point?
Probably not.
Okay.
He curses me every day. Yeah, 5:10 is the time right now. Can you feel the love? A closer look at America's obsession with romantic comedies and the movie Texans love best.
And you know what? They might not be there for you much longer. The latest announcement that has Friends fans a little nervous that show is leaving Netflix.
Researchers are developing wearable robots like this to help patients overcome physical injuries. I'm Chris Martinez with how these devices could help you recover faster.